Have you heard about the 2007 masterpiece of cinema, High School Musical 2? If you're around my age, which is to say the lost generation between millennials and Gen Z of like 1995 to early 2000s, you probably watched it in elementary school and you either stand or absolutely hated it because it was popular and you were too edgy to like it.
Guess which one I was.
Well, the turns have tabled, because if you're woke and gay, you love High School Musical now, and if you don't, I am here to awoken you. No, I don't think that I'm suffering from any delayed effect brain melting after exposure to the Girl Defined book some weeks ago.
I've always been this unhinged, you've just never noticed.
I need to film all of my videos like this from now on, just lounging on the floor,
speaking directly into your eardrums.
It's so much worse this way. You may know, as previously stated, if you are woke and gay, and therefore hang out on the right parts of the internet, that Chad and Ryan from High School Musical 2 are gay. They're in love. And the evidence for this is cited as this scene that they're kind of in the background of, but they have inexplicably switched clothes since the last scene. The explanation, it's not inexplicable, the explanation is of course gay sex. The lesbian urge to merge, if you will. They're honorary lesbians now. I have the power to grant that. Don't question me. But that, my dear friends, is entry-level stuff. The fact that Chad and Ryan from High School Musical 2 canonically hooked up outside of their weird compet pairings, you don't even need to see the clothes swap scene to know that. No. I'm here to talk about... My girlfriend just texted me, how are the beans? Because she left some beans stewing on my stove. It was my job to watch the beans, and since I assume you're very invested in the fate of these beans, they're fine. I took them off the stove about 20 minutes ago. They're doing great. So anyway, what I'm saying is in the movie High School Musical 2, the scene in which Chad and Ryan switch clothes, often cited as evidence that they hooked up, is not nearly as important as the scene which comes before that, which is, of course, the beans are fine. The beans are fine.
I would like to bring your attention now to the song from High School Musical 2, I Don't Dance.
I'm here on my floor to argue that this is in fact a beautiful emotional ballad about Chad shedding his queer repression and starting a forbidden romance. In case you haven't watched High School Musical lately, like some kind of loser, I suppose I'll provide a bit of context here. Chad is the best friend of the protagonist of High School Musical, Troy. They do sports together. He's a sports boy. I don't know, he pretty much exemplifies the name Chad. He's just a Chad. Ryan is another member of the main cast. He's the brother of arguably the closest thing High School Musical has to a villain. He's a theater kid, aggressively queer-coded despite having a weird forced straight romance with another aggressively queer-coded character down the line. The actor who plays Ryan also is gay and assumes the character to be gay. So for all intents and purposes, Ryan is gay, but 2007 Disney didn't let us have nice things. Just interrupting for a moment to let you know that this video is sponsored by Audible. As you all know by now, I love audiobooks for the convenience. I absolutely love to read, but my short millennial, or Gen Z, depending on who you ask, attention span loves listening to books while I multitask. Listening is also a fantastic way not to think about the apocalypse for a little while, which is why it's great news that Audible now offers unlimited access to its monthly selection of Audible originals, as well as stories.audible.com, where you can find hundreds of titles absolutely free, no strings attached. And if you've been enjoying the Twilight Renaissance, boy do I have some news for you. For the low, low price of free, you may acquire the new Twilight book, Midnight Sun. You can go to audible.com/strangeeons or text strangeeons to 500-500 to start your 30-day free trial, which includes one free audiobook and unlimited access to Audible originals. Back to me. There she is in that corner. So this song, called I Don't Dance. I don't dance. I know you can. Not a chance, no. So this song begins when Ryan decides to make the very bold decision to hit on Chad because you see, he sees something that we don't. He sees that Chad has hidden desires and his goal is to unearth them.
I'll show you that it's one and the same. Baseball, dancing, same game.
So immediately we have sports representing the heteronormative, the masculine, and we have dance representing queerness, femininity, types of expression that are generally very taboo for men. This is about as blatant as it gets. Open your eyes, sheeple. I think that Ryan is not merely hitting on Chad here. I think it's more interesting than that, because he's deliberately entering Chad's world of sports in this game of baseball to make a point that queerness can overlap with Chad's Chad lifestyle. It's quite a romantic gesture, actually.
I want to play ball. Now that's all. This is what I do. There ain't no dance that you can show me. Yeah.
Am I doing this because of copyright or because I'm in the weirdest mood? I mean, it would be fair use, but they're probably gonna get me anyway, so this might be the closest approximation of the song that I can give you here, but I do encourage you to go watch it, because it is aggressively homosexual. So by these lyrics, Chad essentially means, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm just your average sports bro. At least when we read them on paper, because when you watch the video, you can see Chad sort of accept Ryan's challenge by reflecting Ryan's playful, flirty energy. Chad's already on board, he knows that he's queer, he's just maybe never acted on it before. This song is really just gratuitous flirting. Foreplay, even. That's the real game here.
You'll never know. Oh, I know, if you never try. There's just one little thing that stops me every time.
This is juicy stuff right here. I hope you're listening closely. You'll never know if you never try? Ryan presents Chad with the possibility of having to live in repression without ever knowing if he could have been truly happy with a man. And Chad's fully aware of this. There's just one little thing that stops him every time. What is it, Chad? Shame? Fear? Tell us. I'm on the edge of my seat here.
I don't dance. I know you can. Not a chance, no. If I could do this, well, you could do that. But I don't dance.
Okay, so we hit a nerve a moment ago. Chad's taking a step back from the flirting. We've established that he knows in his heart that he's queer, and he wants to accept Ryan's advances, but he's still scared. And Ryan isn't looking for some meaningless hookup with a straight guy. He's intrigued by Chad's demons, and he wants to understand.
Two-steppin', now you're up to the bat. Base is loaded. Do your dance. It's easy. Take your best shot, just hit it.
Do you see the language of sports and dance colliding just as Chad's inner worlds begin to collide?
I've got what it takes playing my game. So you better spin that pitch you're gonna throw me. Yeah. I'll show you how I swing.
Chad's flirting back now again, but on his terms. I've got what it takes playing my game. So he wants to get with Ryan, but he's also not ready to confront the conflicts that it has with his hypermasculine persona. I'll show you how I swing. This is probably where I should acknowledge the very low-hanging fruit of the phallic imagery of the bat, and we're also, of course, all very familiar with the slang of bases, so arguably this entire song is just a metaphor for the process of foreplay and eventual sex between the two of them, but again, low-hanging fruit.
Lean back, tuck it in, take a chance. Swing it out, spin around, do the dance. I want to play ball, not dance hall. I'm making a triple, not a curtain call.
You'll notice this is the point in the song where Chad's movements start to become increasingly dance-like. He's had his internal struggles, but he did accept Ryan's flirtations from the beginning. We're seeing the worlds of sports and dance, i.e. Chad's very masculine persona, this very hyper-masculine lifestyle that he's had. We're seeing that finally come to harmony with his queerness.
I can prove it to you till you know it's true. 'Cause I can swing it, I can bring it to the diamond too. You're talking a lot. Show me what you got.
Oh, somebody get these boys a whole raw potato, that is spicy. From here, the song becomes this fully fledged High School Musical dance number that we expect. I don't know what to tell you, it's there, you can see it, that is way more chemistry than either of those two have with any girls in this movie. That is arguably more chemistry than anyone in this entire series of movies has ever. Yes, Ryan fulfills his goal of seducing Chad, but it's not like he's won anything, you know? Neither of them has really been victorious over the other. They're both empowered by this experience. They're both having fun. They're both in on this flirty I don't dance joke. There's this part that I love where Chad literally continues to sing I don't dance while dancing and making a face at Ryan. What I am trying to explain to you here is that this is the greatest love story in High School Musical and arguably the greatest love story of mid-2000s Disney. Do not at me. I mean, I would be fascinated to know the true intentions of whoever wrote this. I want to know if they're aware that they created a gay love story.
So those are my thoughts on High School Musical. See you next week. Well, probably the week after. For my Twilight review. Really reliving all of the best cringy content of the mid-2000s these days.
If you like this video, subscribe to my channel for more terrible content. And support me on Patreon. I do live Q&As every Wednesday on Discord.
Yeah, that's all I have to say today. Thank you for watching.